Death claimed everything where it flayed our society down to run. You promised an end to our suffering. If only we would leave this place in search of a home. Okay, so we've got to jump to warp speed. This made me think of like modern Battlestar Galactica simulator, but with maybe like FTL sort of vibes and sort of things. So we can lose our ships along the way, but we're leaving our home from some disaster that's absolutely not the Cylons. This is the draft phase. You select a group of 4 ships that you'll take on your search for a new home. For your first journey, you recommend your fleet includes a luxury liner ship, a freighter, a group of 4 ships, but you've suggested I take 5. A freighter ship, a scanner installation, a hangar installation, and a long-range scanner. Okay, so I guess we'll subject that for a long-range one. So a luxury, a freighter, a hangar, and a long-range scanner. These will give you the toolbox to help you survive in your journey in future runs. Try new builds and check out the captain's powers. Okay, so maybe I can take more. Choose your next ship. Okay, so the ambition is the flagship, so I guess we can't. So we can have a swarm, the Apollo. Battlestar Galactica, hello. They've got populations on them and maximum limits. That's got more. Not a lot of foods. Some fuel though. That's got more gas. That's got more metal. Daring. Pragmatic. Okay, so gain a scuttle ability. Right, so that's efficient. Ship reduces installation builds and upgrade costs. Right, so that's got plenty of food. So maybe we can transform food from that. They're both luxury ships. Right, scuttle once per game. That will scuttle the ship. Population will be moved to another ship. I feel that could be bad, although the flagship can take a lot of people. Right, installations, sensors. Okay, super radar scanners and a reactor. Well, duh. A jump drive. Yeah, clearly it's going to need that. Okay, so scan and grand celebration and scuttle. Okay, hydroponics, hangar, reactors. Okay, so hydroponics will grow new food, right? Supermos for all of our nutritional needs. Okay, so that can exploit other things. Hydroponics, sensors. Okay, a reactor, a jump drive. This just is better in hydroponics. A bold gambit. Okay, so daring, what was that? Once per game, spending no fuel, 25% chance for ships to be lost. If we really emergency need to jump, then we could do a bold gambit, but 25% each ship. Grand celebration. Okay, minus 50 metal, minus 100 food. Everyone needs a little frivolity. Oof. And scan. Well, that can also do it. But that can scuttle for better. I mean, I feel like maybe having a lot of the food is an option. Okay, so next option. That took me a long while to pick, didn't it? Hi, we are new to the game though, so you know we're going to do that. Efficient. So installation, they're both efficient. Okay, so this one has a reactor and a jump ship and reckless exploits. Exploits planets that haven't been scanned. And that one does deep space scanning, search for a new system where to jump to. Okay, so you suggested we take a deep scan, but you know, reckless exploit could be good. But this one has a long range scanner, so you know, 2 food, not a lot of foods. Less population though to feed, some more metal. I mean, we do want a long range scanner, so I'm just gonna take it. I mean, a military one maybe isn't the worst, but okay, medical, military, diplomatic. Okay, loyalty of all factions, reactor, jump drive. That one has reckless exploits and hydroponics. Okay, I'm thinking even though it's got less foods, like it's got a hydroponics bay, it creates its own foods. So, and it's also got an ability, so, you know, I'm going to take that. And then intimidating. Game Blade that order. Blade the order once per game. Cancel all active quests. Interesting. And that one can scuttle itself. That one has hydroponics. That one's got sensors. We've got some sensors. This one has sensors and hydroponics. And plenty of foods. Less metal and gas. But can also cancel the quests. So I'm going to take that. That feels like we've got an interesting mix of ships then. I don't know if it's necessarily what it was telling me to get, but you know, that's what I've gone for. We've got a long range scanner at least, as long as we don't lose it. Right, so how do we play this? Right, so everything is idle. What can you do? Okay, jump targets. You must use long range scan to find a jump target, otherwise you're stuck here. Right, okay, so it is pretty much essential that we have the long range scan. Okay, so jump drives are charging. Unfortunately, these are... Right, that's the solar system. Okay, so... shit. Right. You're not helping me a lot. Okay, so reactor. Right, long range scanner. Right. Build. A new installation. Okay, so we can build some new things. What do you do? So... Enables exploits of scan celestial bodies. A hangar, fuel factory. Okay, let's start building a full fuel factory. That's going to take 24 hours, I guess. Right. So I guess we just look at what we've got. So I don't know how to use the actual powers. I'm not necessarily seeing them. The jump drive is charging. Right, so I'm going to upgrade the hydroponics. You know, just spends a few different things on different things. Okay, so you've got an ordinary sensor. Scan the celestial objects. Yes, okay, so that one looks the most interesting, so we'll scan that. Ambition. You have a thing. Okay, so collect all resources off the planet. Okay. The frozen wasteland. That had the most resources actually, so I should have maybe picked that one. Take whatever we need to continue on. I guess we need to have scanned it first, so let's upgrade the hangar. Because why not? Okay, so that you're idle, so scan a celestial object. Let's scan this one because it's got a lot of resources on it. Okay, so you're now idle. Exploits planets that haven't been scanned. Okay. Let's recklessly take that planet's resources. I think that seems useful, right? Okay, so I guess we've got time when we wait until things are done. Are we using food? I don't know how to tell. Like, it's pretty difficult. Okay, so that's scan that celestial object. You found some foods. That just scuttles that. Okay, so okay, so we can't necessarily upgrade the scanners, so I'm just gonna wait with that. I'm gonna see what we've got going on. Right, so let's exploit the resources of this planet. Let's take the foods. Okay, recklessly stealing all of that one because the scanning didn't really reveal that. I thought it might scan the whole planet's resources. It didn't really. Oh no, that's scanning still, isn't it? Time since last jump, 1 day. We might want to jump soon, I feel. I really don't know how it's going on, but, you know, I'm struggling to understand. Right, so you don't have the long range scan. So you scanned that and found some gas. That doesn't help. Right, so upgrades. We need more metal. Okay, so we can't upgrade the scanners. Virgilian. Okay, so refine fuel or a long range scan. You need to do a long range scan, honestly. Okay, you can scan an object. Keep scanning that. Right, okay, so you're exploiting the resources of the foods. You might as well scan that as well then, I guess. I mean, maybe we should both scan this one. It's a shame we can't really cancel that and change this animation. We need a long range scan to go actually find anything. That's recklessly exploiting the barren planet, so you know I'm okay with that. We'll gain some stuff and maybe that'll help us upgrade things and do things. Okay, so we got some food. There goes all the food, right? So that's got gas, methane, and then we're scanning it for some more things. Okay, so the ambition. By the time that they finish scanning that, it should maybe gather more resources off it. Perhaps. Okay. 2 AF landers have hit an unexpected turbulence and collided during the mission, all souls lost. So how should we proceed? There's not a lot we can do. We just have to pay respects. Okay. Reckless exploit. I guess that they died. Okay, so there's no metal No fuel. They all died on the journey. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we're scanning the celestial objects. Did we scan long distance? Okay, so scan results. There you go. So target with the jump. I didn't know that would automatically jump us. I thought it was just, setting it as our target and we'd have to click the jump down there. Jump 2! Definitely Battlestar Galactica remnants. This is how many survivors remain. Okay, so you do reckless exploit. You do the long range scan. Okay, start that long range scan. That has a lot of resources, so you can exploit them. You scan that. You also scan that. What can you do? Can you hang a team? Okay. Fully scan a frozen planet. Okay, so we've got some quests. I've just seen that. Build an installation, right? Build a new installation, right? Fuel factory. Seems like a smart thing, right? So let's build a fuel factory on that. Okay. That will complete that quest. Right, you are idle. What can we do with you? Right, build. Not a lot. Right, so you want us to fully scan a frozen planet. That's job 3. That's not that hard to scan. We're scanning this desert planet though, because I thought it's got the most resources. It's going to be the one that we most likely want. Okay. The cherished. Okay, so what did you find? Or what are you doing? You're just reckless exploit. So there's not a lot that you can actually do. We can't even upgrade that. Okay. Let's carry on scanning this object. That's going to carry on building this thing, right? So let's scan some gas, right? I'm going to start scanning this frozen planet with these, just because that's the source of our quests. Right, you scan for some more long range things, or we can refine from fuel. Okay. Feel like we might want to refine some fuel. So 40 gas in order to make some fuel. You're idle. You two shall scan this. Okay, so what are our targets? M. Okay. It's common. It's not habitable. Many planets. We'll wait on that. That seems fine. It doesn't necessarily seem dangerous. It didn't necessarily specify. There doesn't seem to be anything coming to us, right? So we want to fully scan this planet as quickly as we can, right? You cannot do anything, so you're just remaining idle. I think we got time to fully scan this, honestly. Because there's 3 hours left. I think it takes 12 hours, and then there's 21 hours to do that. So, we can fully scan that. That has gas and food. We might want to take those once that installation is gone. A bit of extra food isn't going to hurt anyone, right? So you fully scan that. That's got more foods. Okay, I think this one is the one that we're going to take the resources from. We'll probably have it fully scanned by the time that this gets to do anything as well. So the ambition. Exploit the resources from this planet, right? So it's got some gas. Okay, it's exploiting the resources. That will be fully scanned by the time that we've done it. What do you do? We can scuttle you. We can try and upgrade anything. It's not necessarily helping. I'm just going to wait on this. I don't think it's necessarily that useful. That's scanning the object. You're idle. Okay. We'll just sit and wait until we get this going on. I expected some more FDL-like sort of events going on between things. Right, let's see if we do get all of the resources. Or do we just get a choice of the resources? Or does it only pick up one of the resources? Because I kind of want it to pick up all of them. Collect all of the resources off planets. That sounds, as long as we've scanned it all, that's pretty good. So 66 metal, 17 gas, and 42 foods. If we get all of that, then I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, the population is uneasy. I don't know how that affects us or how we affect that, but you know, we've got SDS normal. Okay, so that's 50% cost to upgrade. Okay, that's fine. Right, 3, 2, 1, come on. Resources. Yeah, we got all the resources off the planet. That's actually pretty good. Right, let's jump to this solar system. Many planets. Okay, and then we fully scanned the thing. We're building an upgrade as well, so I feel like we completed both of those quests that they wanted, hidden down there in the corner that, you know, won't really upgrade an installation. Okay, so exploit time reduced. That seems pretty good, honestly. So let's upgrade that for some less things, right? So you scan a planet, right? That's got a lot of resources. You said many planets. I'm not necessarily seeing many planets. I'm seeing literally 2. Okay, so you need to do a long range scan. You could use... Okay, the ambitious captain believes there's a group of citizens skimming rations to entertain them and want to torture them to find the food. How should we proceed? They should be given a fair trial. That's 80% less food. Or we should reinforce... Or we must enforce during these desperate times. Okay, well, I mean, we've got a lot of population. The morale going down might suck. Honestly, we can spare the foods. Give them a fair trial. We can spare the foods. It's a shame we can't build anything. We can upgrade. Okay. We can't upgrade hydroponics, but we can upgrade your reactor. Why would we want your power output to be good though? I'd rather build something new. We don't have enough metal. Okay. We don't have enough metal. Right. Cherished, you go away. Frozen satellite. Oh, there's some asteroids. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. I'm just going to scan the heck out of this one planet and exploit it. I feel that might be good. If we can upgrade our scanners, then even better. Because the scanners are things... Well, we really need the Cherished to have a scanner as well. We need to build scanners on that. Okay. You scan. Did you not scan? I told you to scan. Okay. Right, so you're idle. Do another long range scan. It's surely not going to hurt anything, right? 2 of 2. So power just means how much you've got for things. So we use 2 power for that. Okay, so if we build anything else, we would need to upgrade the reactor because we've upgraded this. I understand. Okay. Then by the time you've upgraded that, we'll get a new quest and, you know, it will take the resources a lot quicker. If we get that metal, then, you know, we get a really, really good chance of upgrading something else or creating a scanner on the Cherished, honestly. That extra scanner would be pretty good. Obviously understanding that sooner might have been a good idea. But, you know. This is in early access, by the way, so they're going to add new things and, you know, it'd be nice to have some sort of threat, perhaps, like Cylons chasing you and encouraging you to jump along, and you know, a bit more tutorialization might help, rather than just being immediately thrown into it. Okay. Also, when things complete, it interrupts your ability to use the thing, so it's like something completes. No, you've been stopped from doing what you were planning on doing. Right, you might as well do yet another scan. Okay, so we're scanning for the last resources off those. The hangar's unpowered. No, why is the hangar unpowered? To level 3, I do not have enough power because of upgrading it. Okay, so we're gonna have to upgrade the reactor. Because, okay, that's embarrassing, and also because of creating the fuel refinery, I guess. like there was no way to put that in because it's level 3. It needs way more power than we've got. Okay, so we're going to spend a lot of time here and eat a lot of fuel and be very uneasy. Probably because we're spending so much time in the thing. It's no mention of how that works. You know, I need a bit of tutorialization on these things. So there's a lot of food on that planet, obviously. Right, you scan these as well. You scan these just so we've got the ability to use that. No more long range scans. All the jump targets have been scanned. Right, so refine some fuel. Go ahead. Refine some fuel. Right. Now we can actually exploit all of these resources. So there's a lot of metal, a bit of gas, some food. Okay, so there's plenty of resources on that. You can really do nothing. So we would like to build a scanner. It needs 80 metal, but by the time that's done, that might do. There's no quests, which is good for us. You know, just to make the cherished have something to do. Then we might as well also mine this asteroids, which I'm going to guess is going to have a lot of metal, if anything. Friendly, indifferent, the conclave are loyal. Swarm are friendly, the house are indifferent. Okay, there's a lot of resources we're going to be nabbing on up here. Everyone is very worried, so it's, you know, it's almost hopeless. That's kind of concerning. Okay, scan that. We really don't want to scuttle this, honestly. Right. There's plenty of metal, like I presumed there would be. Okay. That adds the morale. It's minus 50 metal plus some food. Right, so I cannot build that. Reckless exploit. It uses up metal. It's pretty dangerous, right? So gas 69 metal, right? We're going to get a lot of metal out of this, I guess. Then I'm going to jump to the next system and figure out what we do from there. You know, we might want to do a party. So that would use up food. We've got lots of food. It uses up a bit of metal. It will bring the morale back up so we're less likely to perhaps die. I think that's what we got to do. You know, I think the grand celebration is literally the only thing that we can really do. Maybe we might want to do it before we leave. Right, so we left the 14 metal behind because it completed before that, which is a bit awkward. Okay. To have a grand celebration before we jump, I think that's what we've got to do. Just so that everyone's a bit happy. Like, it did use up a fair bit of food and a fair bit of our metal. You can also build some scanners in the meantime. 24 hours, that's annoying. Okay, but will jumping prevent that? I don't know. If it does, then I'm just going to wait for this grand celebration to finish and then we're going to jump to the next sector. Just so we've got something to do. Right, so that's many satellites with frozen and barren. Red dwarf. Many frozen, barren, red dwarf. Common, never. Many. Well, let's just jump here. You can jump to the system safely with no losses. Right, okay. Let's do it. Did we get refunded the metal? I guess. We lost 2 people. Oh no. Well. Right. Cherished. Yeah, I think it refunded the metal. Right, so rebuild that installation. Okay, so you need to do nothing at the moment. You need to scan. I wouldn't call this many. Is there actually a way to navigate around these? Because I wouldn't necessarily call that many planets with many resources. That's a molten planet with one resource. There's literally nothing else here. Radiated barren satellite. I don't think this was a great choice. We're still worried as well, so we used up all that stuff for nothing really. I feel like we didn't really get a good option here. We're at jump number 4. We're not really, you can't really, well, I guess I can zoom in on the ships, but you know, there's literally nothing else here other than this. So we upgraded our thing so that it does its job a bit quicker. I really want to upgrade those scanners so they're a bit quicker, but having an extra scanner is just better. But in this option, when we've got literally just one planet, then it's not a lot. We've got one fuel, so we will need to refine some fuel. Okay, so we scan some metal. We really need food and gas, I guess. Some metal isn't the worst, right? You can start exploiting this, because by the time that that's finished scanning, then it'll be good. No, why didn't you? Okay, we clicked in before that finished. Right, so it's got copper and aluminium, so it's got 2 different metals. But, you know, metal is metal to us, I guess. Does it make any difference? The time, you know, it's like, should we really bother scanning? It doesn't really use up any resources or anything, but I don't think it's necessary for us. Stagnation. Is that because we're not doing anything, or because we've just sat here too long? I don't know. But, you know, we're not really spending that much time here. We're literally doing very, very little. We're waiting for the resources to be exploited. I don't think we're wasting that much time, honestly, in these systems. Maybe in the last one, but in this one, you know, literally scanned a planet and then exploited it, and now we're on our way with the metal, which wasn't a lot. Okay, an orange dwarf. Uncommon. Never. Usually many. Asteroids, barren and frozen. Okay, usually many. Losses from jumping. 4 ships. A lot of population. 1 fuel and 77 food. Why did we lose so much from jumping to that? Okay, so you need to scan something else. I mean, whilst we're here, we might as well scan this. I mean, 4 ships, that's literally most of our fleet. That would be really stupid to jump to that. Okay. There's no other celestial objects. That's literally barren, right? Might as well have scanned that additional thing. It's like, why would I even bother scanning further reveals? You know, it'd be a waste of time. No, this is the waste of time in not having done it. It was perfectly fine. Everything was going great until we scanned an uncommon celestial body that's going to kill all of our ships to get to it. I don't know if it's because we're worried as well, but you know, we could have scanned this, we could have had it ready to go and exploiting in this time, and you know, let's exploit it, or not, because you know, I should have also started exploiting it whilst it was still scanning, just because that's how it works, and we'd have had it. Okay, so we lose everything again. Jump into that. All jump targets have been scanned, so we can lose everything, or we can lose everything. Is it because we're so worried and hopeless? Right, throw a party. I mean, honestly, that's the worst idea in the world. Cause now it's hopeless. we've had to throw a party because it's hopeless, and we've made the situation actually hopeless. But as long as the day doesn't pass, hopefully, right, we're worried. We still lose 4 ships. Okay, a bit of fuel, a bit of food. Boom. You've dissatisfied your people so much they demanded your demotion and invasion in exile. You live out your remaining days alone in the vastness, coldness of empty space, knowing you left your people anxiety-ridden and hopeless. Well, I made them less hopeless, yet still. Okay, so search for a new home. Right, let's jump. I didn't really understand why we suddenly lost everything. You know, everything was going great, and then it's like you have to throw a party to quickly get everyone interested, right? So you have a lot of things, and you have a long-range scanner. Bold gambits. Got a long-range scanner. I mean, we need to take the long-range scanner, unfortunately. It's got hydroponics, that's got a hangar. Hangar lets us do more things. We've got 1 scanner. You've got hydroponics and a hangar. I mean, I guess that's always got that. Reckless exploit. So reckless exploit could be actually useful if we don't lose the entire ship on the way. That's got a hangar which lets us take even more resources. So I'm going to take that. Right, so that's got a fuel factory. That's just basic. Why would I take the basic? That's got a fuel factory. Reactor. Okay, fuel factory. You can broad spanning. Oh my god. Once per game. But 15 hours to scan literally everything. Does that scan everything? Like all of the resources on the planet? Okay, so we've got less survivors beginning. I don't know. I was expected more events happening and, you know, more stuff like every single ship. Okay, yeah. Just let me start scanning. Okay, that's only got 2 resources. That's only got 2 resources. That's barren. That's frozen. Right. Scan. You need a long range scan immediately. Okay, well, start exploiting. We've only got 1 scanner. Broad scanning is literally a special power, right? So build an extra scanner for you. Right, you're idle, so I would like to be able to build a scanner. Right, reckless exploit. Go for it. Okay, it's not going to let me recklessly exploit that, I guess. Right, so scanning, you're doing a long range scan. Right. You can't take that until it's finished scanning. Okay. Well, I guess we'll wait for that to finish scanning. But once one thing scans, we can start scanning with the second and then send him to exploit it. So, you know, that sort of works. We're content at the moment. 11 food, right. Scan it again. It's 12 hours. That's 18 hours, right. So by the time that that's finished scanning, you know, it will take it. You can't send 2 people to the same planet, so that's good. Now, okay, so now he will recklessly exploit that like I wanted him to. Okay, so we've got a long distance target. We're scanning that. We'll take what little resources there are, and then we'll move along so that we can get underway. Right. Not a lot of planets in this area. Scan another long range object. Why not? Because we're still going to be here for 20 hours, so we might as well get it underway. We didn't really use the go away with the quest sort of thing, you know, we just literally did the quests. They weren't that hard to do. Obviously we should maybe save up for the quests in case, you know, we really need to do them, but I'm not necessarily seeing the urgency to do that, right? So we'll have all the resources off this planet. We'll have all the resources off this planet if the reckless exploit doesn't kill us. Like, we might lose everyone in the act. You never know. I'm not going to upgrade you because that will make your power more. You know, I don't. As much as I would like to upgrade the scanners, I feel we shouldn't right now. Okay. Exploited and exploited. Right, so we've got some food off that planet. This, we don't know what we'll get. Probably fuel and metal. Okay, we've got a choice of 2 options on the long range scans. I mean, that's still going to be another 8 hours, so I mean, I might as well start you scanning again if there's another option to scan again. Like, you know, it doesn't really seem to matter where we went. It was more to do with the fact that the game decided that we weren't content enough and we had to die. All of us had to die instantly. So, you know, that's what that felt like. Okay, we're pretty content here. How many jumps do you have to go to get to a new home either, do you reckon? Is it just random or never ending? I don't know. I mean, we might have passed one because we just didn't scan enough, right? Reckless exploit. We got some metal out of that, right? Let's jump to a planet, right? So, many frozen barren. Okay, so, I mean, literally the same, might as well just get jumping underway. Because why not, right? We gained survivors? A lot of people had a lot of babies all of a sudden. Okay, so you want me to upgrade an installation, which is annoying, right? So scan. Got a lot of planets, right? So that's got the most things, so let's... I maybe should have recklessly exploited it. Maybe should have recklessly exploited. Okay, so let's upgrade the reactor. 80 metal, 20 gas. It's annoying that you'd make me do that. But, you know, it's a quest, right? So we can exploit the resources off a thing, but... honestly, I would like another scanner, but 160 metal is kind of ridiculous. So you're doing nothing at the moment. Maybe I should have dismantled or blew up one of the ships. That might have helped, maybe. You know, if I blew up the ship and we would have got a lot of resources, would that have helped us with the morale? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I tried to throw a party to gain the morale, but it didn't really do it. Like, the time since the last jump, I don't know how that's necessarily helping us. Like, you are also idle. You scan. You rescan this. Okay. You start exploiting. Okay, you scan that again. So we will have a lot of the resources off this. You're just idle, which is the worst. And we don't have enough metal for a reckless exploit. So I guess, you know, we couldn't really recklessly exploit that, even if we really wanted to. Okay, we've got a long range scan underway, we've got some normal scans underway. We've got a bit less population, so I think that might really help us out, but we're mainly just waiting for these timers to tick down, and there's nothing else that we can do other than wait for these timers to tick down. Right, so there's gas and fuse, which helps us out. We've got plenty of fuel, actually. Some stagnation. Yeah, that sucks. I guess it's because you're sat doing nothing. I can't make you do anything, really, can I? I can't even build anything, so, you know, that does suck a bit that we can't really do any of that. Right, you just start scanning another place so that you've got something to do. You, the Ernie, you can't scan quick enough, but, you know, gives you something to do. Right, you, it will have scanned in that time. You, again, broad spectrum scanning lets us scan everything. We won't do it, but just to give you something to do until we jump. Start scanning that. Right, you're going to get all of these resources. Some metal, some gas, some foods. Okay. We'll be underway shortly once we've got those. 1, 0, let's go. Just so we're not stagnant. Okay, so we've got a many barren, or we've got a usually many, right? So I want to go to this K planet because it's something different. Just because it's something different. We lost a few survivors. I don't know if they got zipped out the airlock or what. Right. Okay, so there's a lot of planets here. Right, you start your long range scan. That's a grand celebration. That's a reckless exploit. You're the one with the experimental scanner. So I'm going to do that just so that, because there's so many planets. There's a couple with a lot of resources, so we can send maybe a couple of these out. So I'm just going to do a celebration because, you know, it's something to do. Then we've got to wait for these to have finished, which is the worst part. But then that gets them something to do. Exploit a molten planet. Okay, so recklessly exploit a barren planet. Well, I guess we can do that at some point, but we won't be doing it at this point because everything's literally going to be fine. Okay, so I mean, why not scan? Okay, just waiting on these things to finish so that we can actually start stealing from them. Again, I don't know if the broad spectrum is going to reveal everything. I hoped it revealed everything, which, you know, I may have messed up because I'm scanning this planet rather than everything. Right, you scan long range again because I want to pick up everything off all of these more than anything. But, you know, hopeful because we're sat waiting for this broad spectrum scanning. You know, it just makes people think we're just sat doing nothing, I guess. I don't know. Right. Yes, okay, so did literally scan everything, right? So there's a lot of food, a lot of gas. You're going to take everything off this planet. That's got gas and food. That's got a lot of metal. That's got a lot of metal. Okay, so you refine some fuel just because it gives you something to do. Rather than sitting like you're doing nothing. I mean, everything's literally been scanned, hasn't it? So just scan it again. You know, maybe we missed something. Maybe we missed something there. Who knows? Who knows? Some plankton, some ammonia. Okay, you carry on with the long range scanning. I think that's a good plan. You don't necessarily want to throw a party. Okay, so there's nothing else. Refined fuel. We don't want to scuttle. So, I mean, if I upgrade the long range scanner, it's going to cause us some other problems, isn't it? So, just refine more fuel. Go ahead. I don't think that's necessarily the smartest thing to do, but, you know, it's time consuming and it stops maybe the morale ticking down a bit. So, we're going to exploit this, we're going to exploit this, we're going to exploit this, and then maybe, I mean, you want us to recklessly exploit. We'll probably get a chance to exploit something else, right? So we're exploiting that. We want that. We got that. We'll exploit this and that then. Because, you know, a lot of metal is going to be pretty good for us to do upgrades and things. And do that reckless exploit, which you really, really want us to do. Okay. You take this one. You take this one. Right, so we've got all the resources off those planets. We're going to take all of the ones off these. You're doing nothing. So, I mean, we've got a fair old bit of metal and a fair old bit of food. So, have a celebration. Bring the morale back up. Why not? You carry on refining fuel, honestly. Like, we've got way more fuel than we're ever going to need, but at least then we're not just sat doing nothing while we're waiting for these to finish and tick along. This grand celebration is going to take forever, right? You just double check that there's nothing else there. You just double check that we've definitely scanned everything. You're refining some fuel, but you can't really do a lot else after that, can you? Okay. Wang Wei Guao has finished her magnum opus, History of the Starfarers, an inspiring history of human success against the regulars of space. Okay, let's recycle it to every data pad across the fleet, which gives us more morale, honestly. Do it. I don't care about the foods. Like, that was very, very little food. The morale seems to be the killer, so we're going to do that. Yes, we're stagnating. Come on, just exploit these resources so we can get on the way. Because otherwise, what was the point in scanning everything, you know? With such a big system. Yeah, we got all of these quickly, but we might as well really, really stock up on all of these resources, and then we can just quickly jump out of everywhere, I guess. Maybe we can get some upgrades on the go, but the power is the big killer, isn't it? Recklessly exploit a barren planet. We also need to potentially do that next station stop. Okay. We don't really need to scan that. We're refining fuel, but we don't really care about that. That's just to give it something to do. Okay, an F. Okay, so few to many asteroids, barren, yellow, white to R. Okay, well, I mean, we've really got to go to the rare planet, right? Legion got pissed off at us for some reason. Maybe for coming to this place, I don't know. Okay, so that's a desert planet. Okay, so it's got 3 resources. That's barren. That's a desert planet. Oof, that's the best one to recklessly exploit. Right, just do it. Okay, so you scan. Right, so that's got 3, that's got 3, that's got 3. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do our long range scan. You can scan that. I would like you to build next, but we can't. Okay, so you upgrade your reactor in the meantime. Okay, so we've got a fair bit of metal, it's just not enough metal. Do I really want to upgrade that? Honestly, it would be just to fulfill this stupid quest. I don't really care about that much. Oh, maybe we needed to do it in that sector, and they got pissed off at us because we didn't do it in that sector. Which, you know, I guess I can understand, but at the same time, come on. Okay, so we're going to recklessly exploit that. Then we're going to take this barren planet, and then we're just really going to get on the way, honestly. Because I don't see there's anything else. Like, this slowly ticks down over time, and, you know, our jump drives are charging a bit, but it's not necessarily that useful, I guess. Once the jump drives are charged, you really, really just want to be underway entirely, right? So take that. That's at least 42 metal. And 2 fuel. That, honestly, I will take. You scan for another region in case we need to, though I don't think that's necessarily what it was that was causing us to... Okay, that's still going to beat the exploit resources, so we're going to get all 3 resources off that. You might as well scan the desert, because why not? We're going to recklessly exploit that because it's got a lot of resources, and then we're going to get all of those, right, if that doesn't die on the way back. And I think that wouldn't have been a bad idea to do that. We've got plenty of food, we've got some gas, we've got a fair bit of metal. You know, you want us to build another installation, but I don't particularly care about that. You know, sure, you're probably going to be mad at us. Okay, so we got some food, some gas, some food, bit of metal. that wasn't the greatest of planets, honestly, but we got some stuff. We've got another long-range target to potentially jump to coming up soon. Then we will start making our way out into the solar system. Everyone's still fairly hopeful. Like, this isn't going the worst, right? Scan even further ahead. That's already exploiting. That's been scanned, right? 6 metal. Well, not that great. 3, 2, 1. I mean, we might as well jump underway once this exploit is done, honestly. 48 metal and 2 fuel. I will take it. That had 9 food. I don't think that's really worth it. Honestly, we're not going to wait for that. Right, we've got all those resources. Gee, that can sometimes be habitable. Okay, that's our option. If it's sometimes habitable, we're going to go for it. Try and find a planet that we can live on. Sometimes doesn't sound that terrible, honestly. Sometimes sounds pretty optimistic. Okay, long range scan. I'm guessing because of the way that things went down that, I mean, we can recklessly exploit that asteroid. It might give us more, but I don't necessarily think so. Okay, you can honestly afford to build a sensor. You've got 1 power used. And then that's good. You've got 2 powers used. I really should give you stuff as well. That's because I upgraded the reactor, right? Okay, so that would then let us do things. So you're currently doing nothing at the moment. Find and gather metal. Well, I'm sure we'll get some metal off this desert planet. We got a fair bit off the other one, right? There's not going to be food, I would imagine. Desert planet and all. Is it habitable? I don't know. It didn't really necessarily suggest whether we scanned for habitability or not in any sort of form, but what can you do? Okay, so you honestly, optimistically exploit that. You scan it again. You scan it again. Right, then we will get all of the resources. You do even more long range scans just in case we can find a home, and we're fairly hopeful. We've got a lot of food, we've got a lot of fuel. Maybe it was because we ran out of fuel that they were unoptimistic. Maybe I should have refined some extra fuel. I don't know how it works. But there's gas, there's food. Hopefully we'll get some metal, but the asteroid would have been the obvious choice to go for that. But that's just for the swarm ship. Do I particularly care? I don't know. I'm not seeing the loyalties, honestly, so I don't know. Okay, loyal and friendly. Okay, so even if you get a bit mad, you're still fairly friendly. You're not really aggressive with us or anything, so I can afford not to do that quest, honestly. Right, let's get all these resources off this planet. You're going to finish building that. You're going to finish your long range scans. We're going to be good. Okay, that's just some extra food. Okay, I told you to scan that, but more long range scans are available. Okay, scan for the metal. Right, that's got metal. We're going to get the metal. You're going to be happy in 3 hours, and then we're going to be on the way. Because, this is clearly not a home, and we don't really need to wait for anything else. Just wait for it to tick. Okay, so, success! Right, okay, so, never a home. Rarely. Okay, well, I mean, we've got to keep going for the, and fairly rare. Okay, we've got to keep going for the habitability. It's rarer, but we're gonna go for it, right? So a few people died off. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be habitable. Okay, there's a couple of resources. There's like 3. There's some that. Okay, I'm gonna recklessly exploit that, because, you know, it seems like it wouldn't be the worst idea. I feel like there might be enough metal on it to justify that. Then with scanning both resources off that, you know, it just saves a bit of time. Sure, it costs like 50 metal, but I think it's a reasonable thing to do. Okay, so we can't afford any of that. Hopefully it'll have more than 50 metal, but it's an asteroid, that's going to have a lot of metal, right? And I think that, you know, recklessly exploiting it, it costs us metal, but it should provide a profit, right? It's not like we're going to be gathering any more resources in that time, because the amount of time it takes to scan anything, it just seems like that's the way to do it. Then, you know, if this has anything worth grabbing, if not, then I might just jump at the first opportunity to jump rather than wait. You know, we'll get... Oh no, the reckless exploit's going to take a while. So we will also loot this planet, but we'll scan this, because why not? You start looting. 48 metal, so we are in profit of metal regardless. We should absolutely refine fuel. Okay, you do another long range scan. I didn't realise how much fuel we used to get here. That seems an issue. Okay, so we will probably want to refine fuel. Okay, so this reckless exploit. There's a fair bit of metal on this planet we're going to get. I imagine this is just like a metal zone. Okay, we're fairly hopeful, but we've used a lot of resources here. Okay, honestly, I would like fuel. If you could bring me fuel out of that, that would actually be fantastic. Maybe they needed more fuel than we had to get to those other places. That might have been what killed me. Wasn't made clear. Wasn't made clear. Okay, so we got some metal, some gas. Okay, so there's a profit of metal. A profit of metal. Okay, so scan. Is it already been scanned? Okay, so that's being exploited, that's been scanned. Honestly, we don't have enough gas to refine fuel. So just scan for more resources. Okay, I'm going to wait for the scan. Oh no, that has been scanned, right, grab it. Okay, metal. That's metal, we're waiting for the resources. Okay, so 75 metal, but it will take a long ass time. So never habitable, never habitable. And it doesn't say how much fuel it takes to get to these places. So I'm going to go to the K. It's not made clear. I'm just going to assume that we've got plenty of fuel. Okay, we didn't lose any survivors. Not many things. That looks like it would be not a bad planet. Okay, so pretty hopeful. Okay, I really need to refine fuel. You do a reckless exploit on that, honestly. You get your long range scanning done. You scan this barren wasteland, and hopefully it will have some nice resources for this guy to go get. You could not really do anything. Like, I could probably upgrade something, but they use gas, and I kind of need the gas for the petrol. We definitely need to get some gas here, which is why I'm hoping that the reckless exploit is going to pay off on this. Because we really, really need that petrol, and I'm going to guess the frozen planet's going to have it. The barren might, but you know, we're going to scan both of it. If we don't get enough gas or fuel, then we're going to have to go for the asteroids. Find and gather metal, well, that's fairly common. It's the petrol that we're in a deep, dire situation about. But I don't know why our morale's staying better. Like, we are well and truly hopeful. I don't know why the morale is working better on this run than it did on the previous run. It's because I had a range of factions and they really didn't like that. All targets scanned. Ooh. Okay, so I can scuttle it for some fuel if necessary. And that might not be a terrible idea. Okay, you start scanning that. Right, that's got some metal. You're exploiting it. Okay, take the metal. Honestly, it's something to do. Hopefully we won't have to scuttle, but I'm gonna scan. Right, so you're exploiting all three of those resources. We're scanning the remaining of those. You're exploiting those. Can you do anything? You cannot. Great. Come back with the reckless exploit with fuel. Gas might do, but you know, if not, then we've got to scuttle. 40 gas, like we only need 7 more gas, honestly. Yes, we're stagnating a bit, but you know, we've got these scans going on this bit as well, so we can always see what we've got going on. Okay, bring me gas. Yes, okay, so you can actually refine us some fuel to get out of here. Okay. If this has gas as well, honestly, I'm going to grab it, because we definitely need it. Gas! Okay, so you, my friend, are going to be exploiting that. 18 hours to sit, unfortunate, but there's not a lot else that we can do, is there, my friends? Like, I don't think it's even worth waiting for that to tick over and then using it, because I think it exploits quicker, but you know, by the time that that's done, I mean, maybe I can just send it in to exploit anyway. Like, I think it's 10 hours, but what's it going to be? An extra 1 hour that we save? Not a lot, but I think we won't even be allowed to do that. Okay, so to live we must explore. Keep scanning. Keep scanning. Just to give you something to do so you're less stagnant. Okay, 18 hours. Okay, so you do still take 18 hours. Maybe we should upgrade, right? So that's some metal, some gas. That might be enough to get us some more fuel, actually. Honestly, once that's finished refining the fuel of the next station, we can at least refine some. We got all the gas, we got all the metal. We're gathering that. Yeah, we've got plenty of metal. We can start maybe thinking about doing some upgrades and things, but honestly, we are just ready to jump to the only target. No, we are scanning. No, that is literally the only target in range. Okay. Give me all the resources. Give me enough fuel to get there. Okay, so we've got fuel. Let's wait for these exploits to finish, because we definitely need that gas. It barely is enough to refine some more fuel, so we'll take it. On the journey, and then we'll be on our way. And we're remaining ever hopeful. I'm quite surprised. No, I had to curse it, didn't I? Rarely habitable. To beat. Take us. Maybe it'll be habitable. Maybe we'll be fine. Okay, plenty. Lord, found a new home on Jump 8. Through your tireless efforts have led your fleet to a new home. Your search is complete. Congratulations. I guess that's why it's the only target. So, you know, I would like some more information on what's sort of going on in the game, and, you know, some extra events. Like, they don't seem to happen that common, like the FTL sort of random events and things. And, you know, maybe a bit of a hazard chasing after you, rather than just, you know, stagnation being the killer or running out of fuel. Because, you know, I might have been just there as well on that other time, and, you know, if I'd have just created some more fuel by scuttling the one ship, we might have done it. But 31,036. So this has been In Search of a New Home. I think it's in early access at the moment, so there might be some more things, but join me again some more. Goodbye.